FloridaHSFootball.com here as we're going through the media days in the Sunshine State. We're on the third one of our tour going through. We're at the Baker Sporting Goods Jacksonville Jaguars High School Football Media Day at TIAA Bank Field in downtown Jacksonville. And we got a special one here on this one. She's, from my understanding, she'll be the only varsity high school football player in the Jacksonville area, Northeast Florida area this season. Her name's Gaby Rourke at Atlantic Coast, and Gaby is not just playing varsity tackle football as a kicker, but she also plays girls flag football as part of the Atlantic Coast Stingrays girls flag football team. Also plays girls volleyball, and we'll be doing that. So she'll be doing two sports this fall. And is there another sport that I'm missing here?
I play high school soccer as well, and club soccer is year-round.
Wow! So you do it all right there, and the multi-sport athlete. And here's a great example here that we can bring to you as saying don't specialize just in one sport. Go play multiple sports here. But Gaby, let's start this off and let's talk about this. You say you're a soccer player. You play in club soccer, so to play for varsity on the varsity tackle football team, where it's been more girls have been able to break through over the years, playing with the guys. For you, what was your motivation to say, hey, I want to be part with the guys on Friday nights under the lights? What was the main motivation for you?
So I grew up with two brothers, so I was really used to going around with the guys and being around guys all the time. I grew up with them, two baseball teams coming in and out of the house, so being around a lot of boys like that never really was a problem for me. But I think what really set my mind to play football was, I was watching the Jags play, and it was during that year when we didn't have Josh Lambo, and I was just seeing how they kick, and I was like, I can do that. And, I went out with Mike Hollis to kick a few footballs, and I was like, no one's ever done it at Atlantic Coast, and there's no other girl playing right now, so, I want to be the first one to do it at Atlantic Coast and see where it goes from there.
And talk about that. The Jags. Home of one of the NFL franchises, of the 32 NFL franchises. So you're in the same city as that. You expressed that. But Mike Hollis. The name Mike Hollis. For anybody in Jacksonville Jaguars history, Mike Hollis, one of the famed kickers. He's the one that kicked that got helped us during the early stretch of the years of the Jaguars' history and those playoff runs and stuff. So what was it like to be able to go out there with a legendary kicker in Mike Hollis and just be able to do that? That's pretty special right there.
Oh yeah, honestly, it was an honor to do that. Like, he's a really cool guy, and he's very good at teaching, especially when it comes down to the basics and how to do it, and technique especially. He's just a straight technique guy, so you don't have to worry on being strong, or you don't have to get like bigger or anything. He's just straight technique, and that's what I really liked about him. And he didn't look twice at the fact that I was a girl, or he didn't think twice about that. He was just really chill, and he wanted, help me get better at kicking a football.
Kicking a football, indeed. And let's looking at it, going out there and the thing. Did you feel? You said that they got. You had your two brothers. Was there any intimidation when you walked out on the field? Or was there anything going on there in your mind when you walked out on the field the first time with the guys at Atlantic Coast? Like, wait a second, I'm actually doing this. I'm actually going to do this.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenging experience, to say the least. I think what really was funny was when I first went out there, they really thought that I was, going to be the manager, or just out there for, the jokes and laughs. And then when I showed up and started kicking, they're like, oh, she's really serious. So I think they started taking me more serious then. And then once they actually saw my abilities and, that I could actually do this, they started putting more trust in me. And, I trust them and they trust me. As long as they score, I'll get the extra point.
No, and let's talk about that. Talk about the camaraderie that you have with your teammates now, and we'll talk about the coaching in a moment. But talk about the camaraderie with those guys out there on the field.
It's really, they're like family to me. They're like my younger brothers. They're always there for me. They got my back. They're doing their job to protect me out there when I go out there for the extra points. And it's really, some of them are my really good friends, and they're just like family.
No, absolutely, and let's talk about coaching because Step Durham's going to be the new head coach this year, so the coaching change and everything. Right. So what has it been like so far with Coach Durham? In being able to transition with all with the changes that he's bringing into the program.
Oh, it's definitely been a good change to say the least. You can tell that they really want to change this program for the better, and they're not just doing this for a paycheck or just for the views and the likes. They're going out of their way. They're staying extra. They're working hard. They're always trying to do new things, and they're very flexible with the kids. They're honestly some of the best coaching staff that I've seen, and I've played a lot of sports with a lot of different coaches, and they're very understanding, and they're very passionate. So that's what I really like about it.
No, absolutely, and everything, and and looking at it, let's talk about the other sports you play. I mean, one of my first things when you told me girls volleyball, you play volleyball too. How are you going to manage the schedule with that? That's what I'm curious about, especially two sports in the fall. Football on Friday nights, and and then girls volleyball, which volleyball games are usually spread out through the week. How are you going to manage that? I'm just kind of curious on that.
So I usually manage it for practice, to say the least, first 30 minutes, because football's right after school. So I stay 30 minutes after for practice for football and just work on special teams stuff. And from then, they don't really need me there, so I leave and go to volleyball practice. But last year, I never really found a conflict in the schedule because volleyball was Monday through Thursday. We never had a game on Friday, and football, I don't think we ever played on a game besides Friday. And if we did play on a Thursday game, I never had a conflict. So if we do have a conflict, I think I would probably prioritize volleyball because football is just like a little side gig I do, and I have another kicker on the team. So I'd probably prioritize volleyball if we had the same game day.
Oh, okay. No, I understand that, but looking at everything else, when you look at other female athletes out there, what would you tell future generations of athletes that are coming up and about this? What advice would you have for them?
Don't be afraid to try anything new. Always just, who cares? At the end of the day, it's your life. You do what you do, and I would rather do something and live with it than live with the fact that I didn't and live without regret. I want to be that door opener for other girls to, be comfortable and want to play in a male-dominating league. And, being able to do that in Jacksonville, it's just an honor.
No, absolutely, and all that, and and looking at things, I believe I hear that you are actually leaving tomorrow. Something with the thing that's connected with the Jaguars. Would you like to go more in detail about that? What you're a part of, and give everybody a rundown of what you've been able to do, because it's very exciting. And what the Jaguars have done and what Adriel Rocca has been able to do is done as well.
Yeah, so that's the All 32 Flag Football League. So every NFL team gets two teams, a 14U boys team and a 17U girls team. So they take the best in that age group in Jacksonville, and they get them for a tryout, get them together, and then we go to DC to play other NFL teams. And it's honestly just an amazing opportunity to be a part of, and I'm so thankful that I was able to be a part of that.
No, absolutely. And what's the most exciting thing about being able to go to Washington D.C. for this and to compete? Because the fact that you're a part of the best team that's coming out of this, what does that say?
Oh, it's really just a huge honor, and the fact that I was chosen I couldn't be more thankful. It's just an amazing opportunity, being able to compete with the best of the best, and I love competing. I'll be the first to make something a competition, whether it's walking to the door or being like with my brothers. I would compete. We would always make cleaning a competition, so I would always be the first to compete with anything. So that's what I love about sports. It's just very competitive, and I have a very competitive nature.
Competitive nature indeed, and all that, and of course, once you get through the fall here with the football and volleyball, spring will come around real quick with girls flag football, and it'll be your final season as well. What's exciting about this?
It's just exciting to see all the hard work I've put in come to a successful end, and all good things come to an end. And once I finish my flag football in spring, I think I don't think I'm going to do it anymore, because I'm going to be going to college for soccer. So, but being able to do it and being able to play all these sports, it's really just it's just I'm very thankful for the opportunity. You know, I love being able to showcase my talents off for any other sport and prove that, you know, if you really want to play a sport in college, it's also good to play other sports to help you out there.
Absolutely, and of course, everybody you hear from Gaby Rourke here, multi-sport athlete, being that is important. You know, don't specialize in just one sport, because at the end of the day, you know, playing multiple sports will get you where you want to be, getting into that next level of college, and then, you know, eventually maybe professional sports as well. So, you know, take it from Gaby. She's seen it all. She's doing it all right there, and she's doing an excellent job, you know, there at Atlantic Coast. And Gaby, I appreciate you taking the time to talk with FloorHSFootball.com about this. So, you know, we're playing on the varsity football team, and as well as girl flag football a little bit here today at Media Day. And best of luck up at DC with the 17U girls flag football team, and hopefully y'all come home as champions.
I think we will. I have a good feeling about this, and thank you so much for having me here. It was a great opportunity.
Thank you, Gaby, and stay tuned on FloorHSFootball.com for more. We'll have more content from Media Days around the Sunshine State as the ones that we're visiting. Until then, see you next time.